Back. What's going on? What's going on? We are live. Let me close the room so can't nobody jump in there. I am live right here on Shift Drink on Get Vocal. Get Vocal is a brand new platform. Thank you for joining us. It's a brand new platform that's bringing real conversation and interaction back into, or maybe creating into social media. It is as you can see, we're here live. I'm here with a phenomenal guest, Chef Red Beard, and we're going to be talking about food and fashion. But the thing I love about Get Vocal and why I'm so excited about this platform is that you too can join the conversation. So, of course, you got the comments on other platforms, and those are all great. But after or at the end or somewhere in the conversation, if you want to get in line and ask a question about food, fashion, or anything else that may intrigue you, Get Vocal allows you the opportunity to do that. All you got to do is, once I open the room up, is hit match me up and get in line, and I'll add you to the room. So please stay tuned. At the conclusion of the broadcast, Chef Red Beard and I will, I'm sorry, damn, I had a little too much to sip drink already. We'll be open to your questions if you're around. We live right here on Instagram as well. Got some people checking in. My man Eddie Lee, what up, King?
Yeah.
Chef,
hey, Mama.
Chef Redbeard right there in the flesh. Got the what's that shirt you got there, my
What's up, O?
What's the shirt going on?
I'm just gonna be saying what's up to everybody. Yeah. I love you, Mama. Come on, go ahead.
So this is my guy right here, very talented, supremely like creative, and just on another level. I look at your Instagram sometimes, Chef, and I like, even today I was going through your story, and just it's colorful with not only colors, like physical colors, but with stories, like just the things. And sometimes you don't even give any context. And I love how you do this. You'll just screenshot something and put it up. And
that's for me. And we talked about this, like that literally is for me. I'm walking, or I always got my phone out, and I'll see something. It'll speak to me. Like I told you, it'll speak to me. Like I'm not going out looking for antiquated, dusty, rusty. Like that speaks to me because I've seen it somewhere before.
Yeah. Well, I love it. Listen, I don't know where you're going with this stuff. I don't know what you're doing, but this is why I wanted to have you on this broadcast, because I believe that, our industry is a wonderful one. I love it. I cherish it. But it needs and always thrives off of creatives like yourself. And speaking of creatives, I gotta holler at my man, the Soul Food Scholar. I gotta give him a shout. I keep a stack of books right here to sort of, for a number of reasons I won't go into, but the Soul Food and the President's Kitchen Cabinet. If you haven't, and this is like a plug, I just love this guy to death, and I love his work. And he's working on a barbecue restaurant, Adrian Miller, the Soul Food Scholar. So those of you watching, if you haven't seen his work, or checked out his work, please do so. But anyway, I just went left. So I want to talk to you about food and fashion and culture. Tell me about what inspires you. I see a bunch of your posts, like I talked about, and I'm just curious as it relates to. You can start with either, but I'm like how you get dressed, like how you dress, and how you. Create your the palette in which you create on your food, right? So how do you make a plate? What inspires you in food, and what inspires your clothes as well? You can answer one or both.
What inspires hunger inspires my food. No, creatively, I've just been blessed to work with some creative chefs that think not only outside the box, but just outside of conventional thinking. I've had the opportunity to work with left-handed chefs, which I'm left-handed, and it's just a totally different experience from me learning from, throughout my whole career, from right-handed chefs trying to, emulate something they're doing or a technique that they're doing that way. As far as getting dressed, getting dressed is easy. What I'm going to wear is the hardest part, and I always thought, like, I have more shoes than anything, so everything else kind of just falls in line. You can never go wrong with a pair of Levi's 501s.
Yo, hold on. I gotta pause you for a second. You know, I know a lot of fashionable people, and I seen you dress, man. You know, like this. You're a wavy dude, man. And listen, I ain't no, you know, I got this black joint on regularly. Like, easy for you to say that it's getting easy. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for you to get dressed. It is easy to, but like what, like when you're out and about, you told me a story about how you found some jacket a week or two ago. But how do you, you know, what's your vision? Like, how do you see all of that?
Again, thing in nature, like I always refer to the peacock. The peacock, its plumage, like it's just nature with these big bright feathers to attract what? To attract a mate, to attract attention, to attract some type of notoriety for my presence or its presence. And so as much as I naturally stand out, my father calls me a Kodiak bear. I'm like 5'9", 260 with red hair. Like, you're not going to miss me. But on top of that, like, the artistry just comes alive. Appreciating other people's art, seeing the textures that they use on their clothing, seeing the textiles that they're using, the color patterns, the color blocking. How is this cut? How is this different from another artist or another stylist or another design? You know, there's all these different types of denim jackets or jean trucker jackets. But like, who sets the mold and who sets the mark and what pattern that is. And so that translates to food. Like, yeah, you can get a burger at any of these establishments, or yeah, you can get this dish at any of these establishments, but who's using these proper to you and I, to our eye? Who's using, you know, these proper knife cuts and these techniques, or who's, you know, doing these steps to get to this end result, or who's taking shortcuts in this end result? And you can see it. You can see, like, not that there's anything wrong with it, but just to compare the scale of design and designers, you can wear $1,200 Christian Louboutin shoes with some $70 Levi's and a $400 belt. Somebody with an eye for fashion is just going to go in between that and pick it out and say, yeah, okay, like, it works. It can work. But, you know, there's refinement. That's what, you know, as a chef or as an artist, that's what we, you know, aspire to, that refinement where everything is cohesive. It doesn't all have to be the same design. It doesn't have to be the same designer. That's why you can collaborate on dishes. You, as a head chef or a lead chef, can work with another chef and say, you know, this is my vision for the dish, but I'm not going to stand over top of you. Let's put all these components together and let's have a dish. And it works.
You know, you brought up,
that's kind of like, go ahead.
You brought up a great point about the expensive clothes. I remember as a young chef, I remember when I first got my first executive chef job, I used to buy the most expensive ingredients. I had a big budget. I was at a big budget restaurant and we spent a lot of money. So I had a food cost. Like, I could, you know, I could buy truffles or dry aged beef and different sorts of ingredients that, you know, it wouldn't hurt me. And I know some of the sales reps, old shifty sales reps, they used to take advantage of me because I was just so young and immature. So I would buy things, right? And I would think that they would make the dish. And they didn't necessarily make the dish because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, right? So now, you know, this is why you can be a great chef and you don't necessarily need luxury ingredients, or just because you have luxury ingredients does not necessarily guarantee you a great dish. So I understand what you mean when someone has this, you know, Louis belt or Gucci flip flop, whatever the fuck, you know, or whatever it is, just because you have a, you know, a high price tag on it doesn't make you wavy or fashionable or, you know, necessarily. Because a lot of cats, like, I don't know if you shop at the thrift store, but a lot of fashionable cats that I know, get some of their best joints come from, like, cheap, and I mean, or inexpensive, I should say. So I love how you sit. You know, it's not all about price.
Well, yeah, no, and I mean, even some of the best chefs. Again, you know, just the comparison and contrast of what you said. You know, when you were younger, you know, you did things as a younger chef would do. You bought all these luxurious items. I've been learned at a young age that it's not those luxurious items. It's those ugly, it's those damaged, it's those beat up, it's the farmer's market, it's how you treat, you know, it goes back to your artistry. How can you find the wabi sabi, as my father would say, or the beauty in the imperfection, and then utilize it and make it something?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can get truffles, and your food cost is going to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you have to use truffles?
Good
Why
question.
are you using?
Right? Why?
And you want to use a truffle? Is that
right? Shout out to all the times and all the people that just. I remember a time where I thought a truffle would solve every fucking thing. Like you put a truffle.
Tell me this.
On every.
Yeah, I know what a truffle smells like. What's a truffle taste like?
I'm telling you, man. I used to hate truffles because I'd only had cheap truffle oil from one of my chefs, and that's all. That's what I thought truffles were. It was just, I don't know what the fuck it was. It wasn't, and I was like, I'll never use truffles. They smell like shit. They're fucking terrible. Until I had a real white truffle. So I love the way you're going with that. Let me ask you. I'm curious. Do you design like clothes wise?
I have before, and yes, I still do. Yes, actually.
So if you were to any desire to get into the culinary apparel arena?
Yes, for sure. I've had several conversations with several people that work at several sportswear companies and brands at various tiers and levels of the company. I just think that it is a marketplace that definitely can be beneficial to all the chefs.
Well,
chef coats.
Let's talk about that real quick. What are the areas of growth? Like, what would you, if you partnered with one of the big dogs, right? Whether it be Brigade or Chef Works or what are some Chefware or some of these old gods, Revival, as the creative director. They make Chef Redbeard the creative director. Just what would be your first order of business?
Scrap everything you thought about chefware. It's like, Rock, I've seen you get down in the kitchen, like wearing the chef jacket is for events or promo or TV. But that restriction, I get the, I don't want to take any respect out of the seriousness of providing food and, you know, the responsibility we have as healthcare providers, basically. But that doesn't mean we can't be comfortable. That doesn't mean there aren't arenas and events where we can go, again, from the restaurant to the club. Or if your restaurant is a club, you know, as the chef transitioning from work or to a shift drink, I should be able to have spill proof, slip proof, whatever proof that will get me from the kitchen to where I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
T-shirts, jean, denim, like linewear denim.
Why do you think it doesn't exist?
I don't believe that there's been a concerted effort to hone in. Like the hospital industry is taking so long, they're making progressive strides in shoes and shoe technology for people who have been on their feet for umpteenth hours of the day. But it had to come from something. Like I know that Under Armour working there retardant or fireproof materials for servicemen and women. And so I think that would be something beneficial to the kitchen if you can have some type of spill-proof, splatter-proof, fire-retardant material that I can make a shirt or a chef jacket just modified so the collar is more Nehru, moisture-wicking technology, something that'll give you some type of lacquer, some stretch in the kitchen, some type of shoes that are non-slip but still have some type of style to them. Not the you know the catalog they give you at work. You got like pick the A3 and give them your size, but it don't come in half sizes, but they send you the extra insert, so you just slip it in your shoe.
Yo, we're not even gonna name no names, but
no names, but you know,
God, because I got friends at this company, man, and I'm just like, I wrote the CEO. I wrote him. I don't know.
That's why I didn't say the company's name, but you know that company.
Slim, I emailed the CEO. I promise you, I can show you the email. And I said, listen, let's talk. Like, because if you look at the demographics of the who people are, here's one thing I know. It's like the NBA did the same thing years ago. The NBA, they understand who the people that are wearing the uniforms, and they understand the people that are. The NBA is a little different because those guys are superstars, but chefs are marketable as well. So, but the people that are wearing the uniforms, you want them to feel good, and it's also a revenue center. It's also a revenue center for employees to purchase extra of these things. So it might not be as much because you're selling it at a cheaper rate, but you want people to feel good when they're going into work. And what better way to make them feel good to reflect their culture? You know, some of the best selling chef uniforms. I have a friend that's a president of a chef uniform company. Some of the best pants are the ones with the and his jackets are the ones with the country emblem and the little piping that represents their country. And some of the South American country and some of these pants that have these ugly ass designs, but they give them a sense of home and reflection of what they're passionate about.
Cool.
So even though the uniforms are fucking ugly, I understand you got to tap into. I'm giving this shit away, yo. All y'all need to call. Y'all got to call him. Call me. I hope to say that this guy right here, Chef Redbeard, is. You can sell so much more, and then, like you said, it turns into a lifestyle brand. So I'm going from the kitchen, or I can go on the street and not feel crazy on the subway and go right into the kitchen.
I mean, you see it, especially here in Los Angeles. You see it every day. People walking to and from with chef coats on and chef pants on. And it's one thing, like, to go, it's just a written rule. Like, you don't walk around with your apron on outside of the kitchen. So, like, you got on the same chef jacket. Like, what difference is a few millimeters? Like,
Yo, that's a t-shirt right there. I'm gonna get that on a t-shirt. What difference is a few millimeters?
No, seriously. And I get it. If I got my chef jacket on and I'm just gonna flat out. But definitely moisture wicking, like some type of odor resistant, like if a breeze, little patches that you can just like. I got ideas for them. They just gotta.
Because when you see that, don't give them too much. Call them. I know they watching. Call them.
Hey,
Red. How can they find you? Tell me. We're not about to go, but somebody asked on my live. What's your Instagram?
Chef Redbeard _ sometimes maybe you can catch me on Twitter if it's hot.
Chef Redbeard _
Yes, at the same name, I think.
So
on Twitter, but
you don't know. Yeah, I can dig it.
I know.
Music. I know you're real. Music. Like you was just on P Funk and I forget whatever you posted earlier. Like
both Rochelle Farrell and George Clinton both live at the Le Montreux. It's just something about that venue because D'Angelo got a live John at the Marvin Gaye live at the Le Montreux. So yeah, that was morning. I was actually with Alizé and Black Cobain a couple days ago, and I had him play "Get Up for the Downstroke."
Yeah,
because that's like one of my favorite Parliament jams.
DJ Alizé.
DJ Alizé. Yeah. Shut up, Kip.
Listen, I like it, man. You swinging some mean circles, man. I can dig it. You with Black Cobain, and you got the bison joint on your chest. Listen,
nah, man, that's a bulldog. That ain't no bison.
My bad.
That's a bulldog.
My bad.
Damn.
I went to the bottom. Forgive me, all my voice people. I apologize. Bulldog. My bad. I apologize. Please don't crucify me. So check it. Speaking about music, how does that influence your your artistry, whether it be in the kitchen or out? Are you, you're obviously a musical guy. Is there something playing, or what's your connection to music?
My connection to music has changed and grown. It's swaying. In the kitchen, I really can't focus with loud, ruckus music. I need Anita Baker, basically. Erykah Badu, Shaka Khan, maybe. But something smooth and soothing. I've tried different genres of music, but that just seems to work for me. Outside of that, I'm influenced by, I love musicianship and instrumentation. So that's why I like those older Parliament. Of course, there's some new artists that use some of these tracks that are sampled or renditions of, but I'm kind of just open. I have an open ear. But like song I've been jamming to.
What song? What song?
She's a dope little artist.
Who said that again? You broke up.
I see. Her name is Doja Cat.
Doja.
Doja, Doja. She sings a song called "Move."
Like that.
Bitch, she's a cow.
Oh, I heard that joint. Yeah, I ain't know.
You gotta listen to the lyrics, Rock. She jams the jump.
Bitch, I heard it on some. I heard it on some memes or some videos, but I.
Yeah. But check out the song. Like, really give it like 2 good minutes. It's hilarious, Lord.
My man. All right. 2 quick questions before we open it up. I just unlocked the room, so if you're watching on Get Vocal and you see the button that says grab a spot, I believe. What's going on? You can get in line, and you can come on and we'll chop it up together. One question is, what company would you collaborate with? So we're talking about all these different apparel companies. If you had the opportunity to collaborate with one company in the food culinary industry, who would it be and why? Or what type of company, if you don't want to name somebody specifically?
Hi, if you're out there and you're watching or listening, Sean, I would just like to be an ambassador for your knives, or anybody that makes knives, custom knives, preferably Japanese folded Damascus knives. I definitely a knife company, a branded knife company, something that's well known. For both the chef and in home, not on a lower tier, at a higher end price point. Just because the ideas I have, these would be kind of a capsule collection for these knives. Custom handle, custom wood, burled epoxy, maybe some type of stones or crystals in them, just to like get super freaky in the kitchen.
Sean, call the guy. Goodness gracious. Listen, I'm a Sean fan as well. I know a lot of people I don't say a lot of people, a lot of my Go Hard Knife friends like Jerome, they sort of poo-poo on my, because it's, they big box. They move a lot of numbers. And I like the big guy. I don't know about that. But it's not. But Sean, you got to call Redbeard. I know y'all are watching. Listen, I did a show in Portland, Oregon. I believe Kai. It might be Kai. I forget what the name of the company is. Forgive me if I messed that up. But they're based at the importer, U.S. importers out of Portland, Oregon. I know y'all. Everybody watches this show. Sean, I know y'all watching. Call my man Chef Redbeard. Tell him Chef Drink sent you. Do what you say on the handle. What did you say? What you gonna do?
The epoxy inlay with some burled wood. So basically, take wood off of some reclaimed tree, mix it with some different epoxies and resins, like one of one. Like every knife, no knife.
I was going to ask, how many would you make?
Damascus steel, just folded over and over and over for extended sharpness.
But the
set. That's all I need.
But the handle will be icy. Would you put some?
Icy, like as Icy.
All
Oh,
you
my
need is
brother
a rap.
drink.
Yeah, all you need is a rapper to like buy one to be like, you know,
That's it.
who would do that?
I'm a Black Cobain. If some of y'all rappers buy my knives,
Yeah,
that would be fantastic. I'll come cook for you. Buy my knives. That's
yes,
for
sir.
anybody. Any of the if y'all watching on my live.
Last question for you: Where can people find you? Instagram Chef Redbeard _. What are you doing now? Like, talk to us.
I'm talking to you on Shift Drink. Nah.
Well,
Um.
I appreciate you. I love you for that.
Nah. Actually doing some consulting work. I'm here in Los Angeles. I travel and work with I found that to be one of the greatest joys of my life, working with other like-minded chefs, being able to just see how they get down and utilize products, how they bang in the kitchen. I've worked, in many facets of this industry, and the restaurant is my home, and in other people's homes, other clients' homes, just spreading love through food.
That's what's up. Chef Redbeard _. If y'all want to hire this guy, hit him up on IG. His email is on there. You just said something. I know I said two things. I got one more. If you're in line or if you're watching, please join the broadcast. If not, we'll see you later. The live is going off the hook. But let me ask you this. You just said you cook privately. I know this, and you have some exclusive clients. What's your number one? I got a lot of, I won't say youngins, but I just picked up 2 clients in DC, and every time I pick up not every time, but the last 3 clients I've picked up, they've all had some consistent experiences from chefs previous. And, everybody, it's not a bad thing, but the consistent experience, I don't even want to say what it was, but what would be your number one, what's your number one piece of advice for a chef that is entering in the private chef, personal chef, in someone's home or in that industry? What do you say to
Your phone in your car.
them?
Don't go in these people's houses. Don't go in these people's mansions. Don't go in these people's bathrooms and showing the world these people's private, intimate. If they wanted to do that, it'll be on Cribs, or trust me, it'll be on something. You have an opportunity to provide food for these people. There are unbeknownst perks that come along with it, but you have to understand that these people are letting you in your home. They don't need your 250 Instagram followers follow around in their house that they've worked for or they're renting or whatever it is. But that is one of the biggest pet peeves. There are some events where, there'll be photographers and you can have pictures and you just communicate, introduce yourself to the photographer, exchange information, see that you can get those pictures, see if you can get some of your own pictures. Oftentimes, all they want is a plate of food. So put that to the side and you just done some network for yourself. But don't take it to go around and film in these people's cars, on these people's cars. Don't ask to drive their cars. If they do that, they will do that. They will do that. Like,
Now, you sound like this is from experience. Like, this from, you've seen it online or you've experienced it.
I've seen it. I've been at events where people have lost their jobs on the spot because they don't either follow directions, or it's just like, again, you only get one chance in this industry, like literally one. If you put out a plate of some undercooked chicken, you're done. You put out something burnt, you're done. You go to a client's house and you don't exhibit a level of professionalism that exceeds their expectation. You're doing yourself a disservice, because they're not just handing out personal chef jobs for $5,000, $7,000, $1,000 a day, $12,000 a month, $1,500, $100,000, $150 plus a year for you to be going around doing what you love to do, but just unprofessional.
Yeah, that's powerful, man. That's good advice for anybody. I don't even put it to young people. That's good advice I've gotten a few jobs. because a recent client told me that the chef didn't check his ego at the door and didn't know who to, like, they blurred the lines of friend and like I don't say servant, but I I view myself as a servant of people, but client and service provider. Like, we're not buddies. And keep your phone in your car. Like, that is,
We're not buddies. I'm not buddies with, cool as we are. Like, if you're my friend, you're my friend. And if you want to hire me for services, that is something completely different. But I do not befriend clients. It happens. I know some beautiful relationships, but then at some point the friendship grows and then they're no longer your client. They may have put you on with some other people, but there's a very fine and a thin line, a line that oftentimes shouldn't be blurred between business and friendship.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in this day and age, we often, sadly, we often have a challenge. Public affirmation and the celebrity and the likes are what's aspirational as opposed to the art. We often, many times people ask me, well, where's your food? I had the agent who called me. She said, well, let me see your Instagram. I said, I got to warn you. I don't post. I post fried chicken pics. I said, but when I'm in the kitchen,
say it again.
I focus so much. I post fried chicken when I'm at home chilling and I think about it. But when I'm in the zone and I'm cooking for the people that I cook, I rarely remember to. And I'm not knocking the guys that pull out their phone. I'm not knocking that. But I'm saying why you see a lack of my pics of food, because it's just not on my mind. And I do some cooking. I don't cook in a restaurant right now where there's 20 or 30 of the same dish where I can take. Go ahead.
Industry, this instant gratification, like your Instagram, you're a chef. I should be able to go on your page and see all of the food. Excuse me, you're a firefighter. I want to see all of the videos of you fighting fires. Or you're a doctor. I want to see every surgery you've ever done on your Instagram.
Right.
No. I'm an artist. You want to see my art? I'll have an art exhibit. If I haven't had an art exhibit, I'm for hire as a private chef or a personal chef. I've done numerous events. You haven't been to any of those events? Take somebody's word that's had my food. If they didn't like it, take somebody else's. If they didn't like it, it's on me.
I got you.
But
I like that.
Really? Oh, let me see your food. Can I see pictures of your food? That was something I made in the past. I don't care if I made it 20 minutes ago. Like, I'm off of that.
Yeah.
Oh, can you make what you made last time? My homegirl said you made. I don't remember what I put in.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? What's going to happen now?
Listen, man, that's why I dig you, brother.
I'm after we hang up, I'm going to your page and I want to see all the food.
On my page, you're gonna be like this for a minute.
Sean, you've had my food.
Yo, yeah, it's just different over here, and that's cool. Like, it's each his own, but it's just different. And I think people get different things, but that doesn't it doesn't ring any bells for me. I'm not snapping a rack of pics.
I lost you over there, Rock. I can't hear. I'm moving, but I can't hear nothing.
That's fine. That's you right there. So we're gonna wrap this up. I just want to thank my wonderful, amazing, creative Chef Redbeard. Find him on Instagram, Chef Redbeard _ and hire him. He's in Los Angeles, but I'm guessing I'm speaking like his agent. He'll travel all over, and he won't be snacking. He won't be going Facebook Live in your kitchen. Yeah. So thank you, brother. And look forward to that collaboration, Sean. All right. Peace.
Peace out.